and cybersecurity questions. You're listening to a Faster PC live technical support. We're heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock over on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching on or listening on the radio, you can watch on the radio, listening on the radio. You can head over to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. You can get the links to both of those from our website. Just go to our website at fasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. What you can do from that, on the left-hand side, there's various ways that you can schedule live technical support from a Faster PC technician. You can also, on the right-hand side, you can also go over and actually you can see various ways you can listen to or watch a Faster PC live technical support. And of course, you're here to answer your questions. If computer related, technology related, cybersecurity related, streaming related, whatever they are, you can give us a call at 772-340-15, 772-340-15, or my section of one of the live videos over Facebook or YouTube where you can touch and go over those and answer those questions for you. Now, one of the things that we want to show you, we'll be going over the list is cybersecurity threats. We'll be talking about 12, we'll give you 12 cybersecurity essentials that you have. You don't have anything. These are starting, maybe start with all of them. Maybe start with some of these to actually protect and increase the level of attention that you have. But right now, I'm going into how you watch Major League Baseball. Get my capture card ready to capture Roku. And one of the things, we do have videos out on our YouTube channel on how you can watch MLB games, every game of the season, how you can watch it through the MLB app. Now, there are ways that you can watch some free games as well. However, MLB does a little bit, probably because of the TV deals. They do not allow you to watch playoff games on the MLB app, even if you're a subscriber. Now, throughout the regular season, without even being a paid subscriber, all you have to have is just an account, and it's free. You can actually go and you can watch a free game of the day. If you want to watch your team every time they play, you can subscribe and you can watch your team every time they play. If you want to watch actually every game, every team, you can actually do that. And so what you can do with that is you'll actually head over and subscribe. But they do not allow you to watch playoff games through the MLB app. And really, that's not about, at least like the NFL, if you have NFL Premium, with them, you can watch the games. You don't have to watch them live. You can watch them after the fact. And watching a game after the fact is not too bad. But you really got to kind of stay away from certain social media. And even other news outlets, because there'll be a spoiler and it'll be who won the game. But there are ways you can watch games of MLB playing, and them are show and some are being played, and other games tomorrow, and of course all the channels Fox. That's one just one. Now, if you don't have people, you can get the Fox channel on digital account. So if you have digital, you can actually watch on middle and get it over the digital account. And we're going to you might get an indoor. And people can definitely live here in the city, and probably you can get an indoor. But every time people will be the best reason. They want to from as 100 miles away, and so you're the treasure coast. But that means the treasure coast. That means people are stationed from as far south as Miami and as far northwest as Orlando, and all the other stations in you got maybe even the Space Coast and some other options up there. But Orlando are major hub where you can get all these shows with all your comes out of West Palm or Treasure Coast. So this is a way that you can watch the on Fox for free. However, you can watch the Asian as one that's not available on the Fox channels. So what you'll do there is actually the way there are some games. I think the names are on AC. They have Asian others with digital. You also pick anything. So these channels you can get digital and then it's out. And we some places and if you ever really metal really cuts down on the so you can get the FS data center on FS. What you have to have is Fox does have a subscription service, and you can subscribe to Fox, and in their subscription service, not $1 a month, you'll be able to watch Fox and FS. So also, in addition to that, you can also the games and RTS, you can hit those two. Go back to and we have the rest of them bundle that but we do have versions of standard just thing I'm here. I actually include a sports channel, sports, including TBS. So that's why they get the TBS. You also can. I have friends that are baseball fans. They don't care about some other sports, but they love baseball. They love watching the Major League Baseball playoffs. And so what they'll do is they'll actually subscribe to a cable TV substitute package. I got a streaming package, and these are available from Fubo. TV has come out as well. Sling has one. Hulu has sports or Hulu TV, and they also have YouTube TV. These all have trials that you can subscribe to. And if you live search, you can continue it. You can pay. You can do that. I mean, you can at the end. You can subscribe. You're in the actual trial, and then subscribe before the trial ends. And now you can watch games for free. But no, something that works for you. So you'll watch World Series completely free. The digital and it's something. If you're out there, you have digital and you want to be able to actually watch the game. Even if you don't have digital, it costs a little money. You can get digital internet for about $4. You can connect it to your television. If you have cable TV or cable line through your house, you probably can connect to multiple TVs to the same digital account. One thing you have to think about doing that though is that the can actually move and rotate. And what you need to do is you're not going to be watching at the end of one TV another TV using multiple. You're always going to watch and of course you should have various other ways. So you can really get for about $4 you can watch all of the things. You have to subscribe to and also to Fox's subscription. And of course, digital you're being able to watch the games for free. And if you can watch completely free. If you have stream questions, you need to see. You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090. 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC History Report. Give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at www. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, well, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. So give us a call here, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. A Faster PC radio and live technical support will answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. You can also ask those questions on our live videos that are going on right now over at YouTube and Facebook. You can get the links to both of those at our website. Head on over www.fasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, you can actually see live technical support. There's a red button right in the middle at the top of the page, live technical support. See that, and you actually see how you can listen to and watch PC support in the comments of the live video. Now, in the last segment of the show, we'll go over the biggest threats that you're seeing in computers today. As you can take proactive measures, and you do all this that we do. We actually can take steps to help you with this. And of course, we have a question. We need to roll a section to you. We can extend the show. We do that sometimes where it's a client we can roll this. We do that. Your questions first. So give us a call to 772-340-1590 or your questions in the live comment on the comment. Switch over to a full screen. And I'm actually going to, I started doing a presentation last week. And on the presentation, what we did is we actually showed how you can, we actually showed how you can 12 essential protections that you need to protect your computer systems, your data against cyber threats. So really what we're doing, computer and technology problems. We actually have removed over 100,000 viruses and malware components. We've remediated hundreds of cybersecurity and ransomware events, and we have the ability to actually secure your computers and networks to prevent cyber breaches. So if you've listened to our show, you've heard our kids on the show. And sometimes people ask, well, how old are they now? Well, they're 28 and 24. So they're not the little kids that you hear anymore. But our daughter was very into dance. Our son was very into baseball, very talented at 2 years old. Both of them very talented. At 2 years old, our son was able to hit a ball. If you threw it to him, he was able to catch a ball. But, 1 year, someone decided to get him a skateboard. I'm not sure if that was me or not. If it was, boy, that was a big mistake, because he wanted to go out to a skateboard ramp. And we went out to a skateboard ramp. And what we did actually at the skateboard ramp, well, I fell, and it hurt, and I didn't really break any bones or anything. But I said, hey, this is for the birds. We're not going to do this again. Well, the next year he said, hey, Dad, let's go out to the skateboard ramp again. And, being a kid, I took him out to the skateboard ramp. And before I did, I went to a surf shop and bought wheels for the skateboard. And the guy at the surf shop said, some people like to use narrow wheels. Some people like to use fat wheels. And I said, well, hey, that's just a preference. Some people like to use narrow wheels and fat wheels. And he said, some people like to use wrist guards. He didn't elaborate. He didn't tell me why some people like to use wrist guards. But he actually, one of my friends has just texted me to tell me to not forget to mention the Cubs. He's a big Cubs fan. And so there's your shout out to the Cubs, who actually are advancing through the playoffs. But he didn't elaborate. The guy at the skateboard shop or surf shop didn't elaborate on why some people like to wear wrist guards, and I didn't ask him why some people like to wear wrist guards. We went skateboarding, and boy, the first time I went down this ramp that was behind me on the picture that you see on the screen if you're watching the live stream, I actually fell on purpose because I was scared. But the next time I made it, and I think that's probably this time, and it was a blast. I was having a ball. It was so fun. I couldn't wait to get back up to the top. Well, when I got back up to the top, I came back down, something happened. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I actually woke up. I must have been knocked out or passed out or something, but I woke up on the ground, and part of my hand, on my right hand, was actually back about 3/4 of an inch. And I said, wow, that doesn't look good. I didn't feel any pain because I was in shock. I could move my fingers, and I've always heard, well, if you can move your fingers, well, nothing's broken. So I thought, well, you know what, maybe everything's okay, but it certainly doesn't look okay. And I tried to get up and passed out again. And my wife was there and took me to the hospital, and we did, well, I actually do have a titanium plate in my wrist now, and now I know why some people wear wrist guards. So, and by the way, it wasn't that I was trying to be unsafe. I had a helmet on, I had elbow pads, I had knee pads. If I had known, maybe I should have asked, but if I had known why some people like to wear wrist guards, I probably would have bought some wrist guards and worn those as well. It definitely could have saved me quite a bit of pain and trouble. So some people like to wear wrist guards. Well, when it comes to cybersecurity, a lot of people don't do what they need to do until they suffer a breach. And so we have some people that say, well, I don't have anything worth stealing. By the way, the pictures that are used in this presentation, none of those are our real customers. We're not going to use any names of our real customers, but these stories are all real that happened to customers who didn't take the necessary steps ahead of time to protect themselves. We had one customer said, hey, I don't have anything worth stealing. Well, one of the things that happened with his computer is that he was, first of all, he was a baseball fan. and he used a player's name from his favorite team and that player's uniform number as the password to his email address. Well, hackers figured that out. I won't tell you which baseball team, which baseball player, which baseball number, but they figured it out. They got into his account. They sent email to all of his contacts saying that he was trying to buy a gift card for his wife and he couldn't do so, and he was wondering if they could help him out. He would repay them. Something was wrong with his card. He needs to buy this gift card because his anniversary's coming up or something like that. Well, one of his friends actually did this, bought him a $200 gift card. Of course, it didn't go to him. It went to the hackers. So then you also have a dog grooming company, mobile dog grooming company. Their entire method of communicating with their customers is on Facebook, on their Facebook page. They didn't have their customers' phone numbers. They didn't have their customers' email addresses. They didn't have them on a schedule. They should have really done all of that, but they were relying upon Facebook. Well, the owner was having a problem getting into her Facebook account one day. Well, what happened? She actually got a text telling her, she was able eventually to get into Facebook, but then later in the day, she got a notification asking her if she was trying to get in. And she said, well, you know what? I was trying to get in earlier. So she answered yes. Well, when she did, she gave hackers the ability to access her Facebook account. They were able to access her Facebook page. They started posting graphic, pornographic images on her Facebook page. Her Facebook page was taken down. We helped her build a new one, but we were not able to recover that old one because it had been used for malicious purposes. And Facebook didn't know whether it was her or the hackers that did it. We also had business email compromise. We talked earlier about email compromise. Well, what happens when this happens with a business? When it happens with a business, it's significantly more the consequences are significantly higher. So we have this business that actually was a tree company, and their email was compromised. Their customers started receiving invoices from them, except they weren't real invoices. What these invoices were, they were malicious files that actually infected their computers. So their customers are receiving emails that come from their email address that was compromised, and those emails were infecting their computer. It could get worse. Imagine an invoice that has a link to pay, except the money doesn't go to your company, it goes to the hackers. Or imagine this, maybe you're a title company and your email is compromised, and your client that's about to close receives wiring instructions and wires over $80,000 to the hackers. It doesn't go to your escrow account, it goes to the hackers. Then let's say a law office. When you go to a law office, maybe you need a motion, maybe you need a will, maybe you need a trust, whatever it is. They don't recreate that. They pull that up from someone else's document. They have a template. They change some names, and then you have your document. Well, their employees are used to receiving documents via email, so they don't really question these documents. They just open the documents. Here's something that comes from, maybe it even came from one of their clients, but it actually started running a malicious script that started encrypting all of their data. They got a notice, and they hadn't paid us for backup on their systems. And so they got a notice that their data was encrypted. They could not unencrypt it without paying the thieves, the hackers, money. You don't want to be in this situation. And then one of the newest ways is tech support impersonation breaches. So a hotel that we service got a call. They weren't impersonating us, but they were impersonating the corporate IT support. And what actually happened with that is the corporate IT, the lady that answered the phone, what she did is she allowed a hacker into her system. And that hacker, on their system, they really shouldn't do this, but they had names, they had driver's license, they had credit cards, and these were all images that they had scanned, and the hacker was able to access those and send those out to himself. So how do you protect yourself? So if you think this can't happen to you, 20% of all small businesses were hit with a cyber crime last year. Between 20 to 60% of those businesses don't survive longer than 6 months. And the average time hackers are in your system before you know about it is 6 to 9 months. Now, the average request from a ransomware attack is 10 to 20% of your annual revenue. By the way, after they've been in your system for 6 to 9 months, they know what your annual revenue is. So here we're going to go over some essential cybersecurity protections here. You want to have remote monitoring. What if there are failed login attempts? Well, if it's 5 failed login attempts, that's not a big deal. But if you have, let's say, 60 or 80 failed login attempts in a period of 5 minutes, you need to know about that. We have and provide remote monitoring. Patch management. You need to be on top of your patches or pay a faster PC. We can manage your patches. Least privileges. The usernames your computer you use, and the fact that even the username that I use doesn't have admin rights. You want to have cyber awareness training. 91% of all breaches start with an employee or the boss even letting the bad guys in. So you want to protect yourself against this. You want to have backup and disaster recovery that can protect against really ransomware, that can protect against hard drive failure, that can protect against all kinds of things. We deal with hard drive failure all the time, and we deal with ransomware as well. You want to have multi-factor authentication. This can stop most of the attacks that are coming in. You want to have endpoint detect and respond that detects threats. You want to have advanced browser protection. You want to have password management. And password management other than writing your password on a sticky note and sticking it to the monitor. That's not password management. You want to rotate your passwords. Have email security. And if you're using Microsoft 365 or Google, you want to back this up. Hey, if you're out there, you need help with this, give us a call, 772-878-5978, or go to our website at fasterpc.com.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page. And you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now or give us a call, 772-340-1590. So we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. The one thing we hate to hear after someone's hard drive dies is, I was just about to make a backup. Just about is not good enough. At a faster PC, we can recover data from failing hard drives, but not all the time. And we can't recover your data if it's stolen or destroyed by fire, unless you have a backup. We can't recover your data if it's encrypted with ransomware unless you have a backup. A faster PC can't protect your data from loss by hard drive failure, fire, theft, sabotage, and ransomware. Don't wait until it's too late.
You need a faster PC.
When your data is important,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.afastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. When you can't lose your data,
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
give us a call today at 772-878-5978. Microsoft has announced that they are ending support for Windows 10 October 14, 2025. If you continue to use Windows 10 after that point, your computer will be susceptible to security vulnerabilities. A faster PC can upgrade most computers to Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer isn't compatible. And we can even do so remotely without you needing to bring your computer in. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a faster PC upgrade your computer. Computer problems? problems?
You need a faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers?
You need a faster PC.
A faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Fort St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
For more information, call 772-878-5978. Welcome back to A Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are here ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. So give us a call, 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590. One of the things that we do want to actually, and we do go over this all the time, and by the way, again, if you have a question, don't hesitate to call, because we can roll this section out to an extended bonus section. We do that sometimes. We're on stream to actually watch it. One of the things that we do over is the time right over this section, so you can actually have these and know what you can do proactive measures. And so there's a lot going on. And I told you that downloading a VPN from the Google Play Store could actually sign you or a hacker or hiding malware inside the internet. And if you're using Windows 10, we have just a few days now before Microsoft to support Windows 10. We've been adding a lot of computers to Windows 10. So this is this week's Cyber Weekly Rundown, and we're going to cyber critical cover that could affect you right now from Russian state hackers exploiting WinRAR. With millions of downloads to brand new cyber criminals are running DNS itself. This is fear mongering. These are active online attacks happening as we speak. So listen, buckle up and be ready to take proactive measures to protect yourself. Before we take today's rest, I need to address the elephant in the room. If you're watching this on a Windows 10 machine, October 14th is the day you need to be absolutely in red. That's just a few days from now. That's when Microsoft officially is support for Windows 10. No more security updates, no more patches, no more protection. I just new vulnerabilities. You'll be a same duck for infection. Now, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer does not support Windows 10, Windows 11, most likely we can actually update your computer to Windows 11. So multiple times this past week, we actually, and really probably in the last month or so, we have updated dozens of computers to Windows 11. Many of those are computers saying your computer is Windows 11. So you can update to Windows 11, or you can change your changes, roll the dice, and hope that you're not attacked with really vulnerability if you don't. So if you haven't done it yet, you need to actually do that. So you can send first, right? It's really close over on Windows users. It's WinRAR. You have that program. Well, many people use for years. The one with the eternal please purchase management. It's free, has a critical security vulnerability that's being activated right now. This isn't theoretical. Russian attackers are already using this in the wild. So importantly, it's being exploited by a group called Broadcom, also known as Storm 0978. These aren't security. This is a Russian online hacking group that are for sure and organizations. It's called a directory reversal file. Normally, when you extract a RAR file, files go into the folder you choose, simply. But this one will let hackers break out that folder and place files elsewhere on your included where files run automatically when Windows starts. The attacker shares emails. They're saying archives, designs, and job applications. Government documents, official correspondence, anything that looks legitimate enough to get you to open it. Once you extract that file, boom, malware is silently installed. Hackers have to cyber, I sit by, once you call and miss agent for this. And all doesn't matter. We remote access to your entire computer after you. Here's critical. We have to download and install the new version, the version 7.1.8 to fix it. If you're running an older version, you're vulnerable. And this is the first time this year. There was another exploit earlier in 2025 that affected a previous version that attackers bypassed Windows Mark of the web security warnings. So you need to make sure your WinRAR is updated if you're using it. Or yeah, you may want to use 7 zip instead. But the have their own share of vulnerabilities. You want to be extremely suspicious of any files that come in via email attachments. You even get the phone callers and ask that they use it. Is this something that you're using? You're also aware that there are fake VPN apps out there. Threat number 2 is particularly insidious because it exploits our trust and official app stores. A massive investigation is uncovered that a criminal enterprise called Vex Trio has been fake locations of both Google Play and the Apple App Store. And we're not talking about a handful of downloads. These apps have been downloaded millions of times collectively. They were themselves by downloading a VPN, a virtual private network, software, and an ad blocker, or a RAM player. Instead, they're inviting malware right through the front door. The apps were published under several developer names. Halo Code, Locomine, QB, HDMI, Photo and Sale Media. One developer alone, Locomine, claimed over 500,000 downloads in 2024. Vex Trio has been active since 2015, operating a sophisticated traffic distribution system displayed malware and online scams. These aren't amateurs. The fake security apps services like fast VPN, super proxy, and various utility tools. Once installed, users will report the intrusive ads and set the subscription costs. What's worse than annoying ads? These apps could be actively monitoring your traffic, scanning your data, or serving as a gateway for additional malware. This is a reminder that being on an official app store does not guarantee safety. Back in April, investigators found at least 20 free VPN apps that disclosed Chinese ownership on the Apple Files App Store in the US, 5 billion to the Shanghai firm believed to have ties to the Chinese military. What you need to produce all these VPN services. Secondly, really scrutinize and be skeptical of free VPN apps, especially from unknown developers. Make sure you're checking the reviews carefully on any app that you install. Don't just install apps. Make sure you're protecting yourself if you're not sure if you're seeing ads or playing something so long. There's also a new DNS network, DNS domain name system. These servers actually help you find websites. Let's say you go to FastRPC.com. Well, you're actually going to FastRPC.com. In fact, you go to a command prompt in the beginning of FastRPC.com. Tell you what IP address is. That IP address is not a secure number, so you want to be able to run a security number. 193.256 or 254.138. So you obviously remember that. So and that's not an idea, but really what you're looking at here is the DNS actually routes you from the domain name to the IP address where the site actually is. So it's really kind of helpful. You don't actually have to know the number. You just type in the contact information. It actually goes right there. And so you can actually get there. And so this is something that you're able to watch and you're listening to this. And it goes there. Well, there's actually a new threat. They malware. They setting this all, including fragments. They hide fragments, DNS tag matters under different subdomains. Think of it as a digital jigsaw puzzle set across different addresses. Each piece on its own was harmless. Just bring them out and DNS record. Reassemble it for a complete malicious file. Using scripted tools, attackers query these DNS records and reconstruct the malware without triggering security alarms. And here's the genius part. DNS traffic is typically trusted. So you want to actually protect yourself from this. We actually do have DNS monitoring and filtering that can't actually protect you. And what we're going to do here, we're going to actually continue this after our final break. So if you're listening to the radio, you want to hear the rest of this stream Monday. Every program on the top live technical support. On the right hand side, you can actually watch it. But if you're not listening, you know what? I want to protect from this. This is scary. I don't have anything to do. You need a fast PC. Give us a call 772-875-978. We're going to protect you. We can actually help you. We can help protect your systems.
But if you've missed any part of this show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5. And next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
Last year, we saw 2 assassination attempts on President Donald Trump, and a few days ago, we saw the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a young man who gently yet persuasively debated students on college campuses. While many mourn Charlie's death, some have praised his execution. We truly need to return God, prayer, the Bible, and the 10 Commandments to our lives and schools, and cry out to God in prayer for this nation.
WPSL St. Lucie.
All right, so we are going to continue our cyber threat rundown for those that obviously we're off the radio now, but we can still continue this cyber threat rundown on our live streams. So back to the DNS threats that are out there. So using the scripted tools, attackers query these DNS records and construct the malware without triggering security alarms. And here's the genius part. DNS traffic is typically trusted. Security systems don't usually flag it as suspicious. In this case, the researchers found ScreenMate, which is actually a program that triggers fake system errors and makes your cursor behave erratically, annoying but mostly harmless. But this is crucial. They also found a PowerShell signature as a script that can download and execute far more destructive malware. This technique could easily be adapted to deliver ransomware, spyware, or making Trojans. The good news is that there have been very few examples of this in the wild so far. The bad news, the technique is relatively simple to execute, which means we're likely to see this become popular in the future. So here's the thing. We can implement DNS tracking monitoring, looking for unusual patterns. This is something you need to do if you're going to do this on your own. Otherwise, we can help you with this and repeat text queries. You also use tools that in second for accuracy, on resolution, maintain threat intelligence feeds that track malicious domains and subdomains. And so for regular users, this is more about awareness. You need to be aware of this, and also maybe seek some help in employing some tools that can actually protect against this. There's an Android making Trojan out there. So we're moving on to threat number 4, and this one specifically targets Android users in North America. A dangerous making Trojan called Anatsa has made it back onto the Google Play Store. Again, the app in question was called Document Viewer File Reader, published by a developer named Hybrid Cars Simulator, Drifts, and Racing, which should have been right there. They managed to accumulate 50,000 downloads over about 2 months. Here's why this attack particularly sneaky. For the first 6 weeks, the app was completely worked exactly as advertised. You with no issues. This helped it build a positive reputation and accumulate downloads. Then between June 24th and the 30th, the developer pushed an update. That update turned it into Anatsa making Trojan. This isn't Anatsa's first rodeo. In November 2021, a Trojan app with 300,000 downloads. June 2023, another with 30,000. February 2024, one with 150,000 downloads. May 2024, 2 apps with 70,000 downloads between them. Every time Google removes them, every time the attackers find a way back in. So what does Anatsa do? First, it scans your device for North American banking apps. If it finds any, it serves them an overlay that captures your credentials and login data. So when you log in to your bank from your bank app, they're actually capturing that information. Meanwhile, you see a message saying the app is undergoing scheduled maintenance. The attackers now have everything they need to log into your accounts and make fraudulent transactions. And you might not even realize it until you check your balance and find that your account has been breached. The app has been removed from Play Store now, but if you downloaded it, the damage may already be done. You might check your apps. If you see Document Viewer File Reader from that developer, uninstall it immediately. Run a full system scan using Plug Protect. Change your banking password and enable two-factor authentication if you haven't already. Monitor your accounts for any suspicious activity. Consider freezing your credit if you suspect compromise. The moral lesson here is that Android's open ecosystem, while great for innovation, creates security challenges. Always verify the developer of apps you download. Check the number of reviews versus downloads, and be suspicious of apps that request excessive permission. Threat number 5 brings us to the world of botnets and Internet of Things. Now, a botnet is actually a group of devices that are infected that can be controlled remotely by hackers to give multiple, maybe even 100,000 or more devices that can do the same thing and access the same site to take it down. There's a new botnet called RondoDocs. It's being built right now by exploiting vulnerabilities in DDRs and routers. These aren't just any vulnerabilities. They're old known flaws that have been exploited before to build the infamous Mirai botnet. The specific vulnerabilities found in TDK digital video recorders and Faith routers. These devices are commonly used in retail stores, warehouses, and small offices, places where they often sit unmonitored for years. That's exactly what makes them prime targets. They are easy to compromise. They're always online, and no one thinks to patch or update them. Fortinet's FortiGuard Labs have been tracking this, and they found that RondoDocs is being used to stealth proxy services, hiding command and control traffic for even more malicious activities. It's also being used for layered scams and DDoS for hire, denial of service for hire campaigns. What's particularly clever about RondoDocs is how evasive it disguises malicious traffic by emulating popular games and platforms now Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite, GTA, Discord, and even OpenVPN and WireGuard. Your security tools are looking for malicious patterns, but all they see is what looks like legitimate gaming or VPN traffic. Update your router and DDR firmware immediately. Check the manufacturer's website. Change default passwords to strong, unique credentials. A password manager can help you do that. If your devices are no longer supported by the manufacturer, replace them. This is an expense, but an unsupported device is a liability. It's possible. Don't expose these devices directly to the public internet. Put them behind a firewall and regularly check what devices are connected to your network. The broader issue here is that we're connecting more and more devices to the internet without thinking about security. Even smart devices, every IoT gadget, every network connected device, even your security cameras can be a vector for attackers to exploit. That strategy is genuinely brilliant from a technical standpoint, which makes it even more dangerous. Attackers have found a way to use Google.com to deliver malware, bypassing antivirus software in the process. Here's how it works. They compromise a Magento-based e-commerce site and embed a script that references a legitimate Google OAuth logout URL. Seems harmless, right? It's Google. But browsers trust Google. Your antivirus trusts Google. Your content security policy trusts Google. But hidden in that URL is a manipulated callback parameter that decodes and executes an obfuscated JavaScript payload. This script only activates under specific conditions. If the browser appears automated, it does nothing, helping avoid detection by security scans. But if the URL includes the word checkout, it springs to life. It opens a WebSocket that connects to a malicious server, allowing attackers to send commands and execute code in your browser in real time. Any payload sent through this channel is base64 encoded, decoded, and executed dynamically since attackers can remotely run code in your browser during the exact moment you're entering payment information. Why is this so effective? As detection first, the script comes from Google's domain, so it passes through content security policies and DNS filtering without question. Second, it's heavily obfuscated and additionally triggered, so static malware scanners won't catch it. Third, even DNS-based filtering won't help because of the initial request to Google's legitimate domain. Traditionally, antivirus software and even many enterprise endpoint protection tools struggle with this because they rely on domain reputation. Google's reputation is impeccable. So here's what you need to correct yourself. Use browser extensions that mimic third-party scripts like UBot Origin or NoScript. Consider using a separate browser profile or even a separate browser entirely for financial transactions. Keep your browser updated. Modern browsers have sandboxes and other protections that can mitigate some of this. Be alert for unexpected behavior on checkout pages. If something feels off, stop and investigate. For businesses running Magento sites, conduct regular security audits and keep everything patched. This attack typically sophisticated threads have become. They're not only relying on obvious malicious domains anymore, they're hiding in plain sight, using the trust we place in legitimate services against us. Our final trend of the week reveals a troubled alliance between WordPress hackers and commercial advertising technology firms. At the center of this is Vex Trio, yes, the same group from our fake VPN app story. They operate a traffic distribution system that reroutes web users through layers of fake ads to send redirects and flashlight push notifications. Recent investigations by InfoBox and Intel found that several commercial firms, including Los Lobos, Partner House, and Rich Ads, are entangled in this network. These aren't underground criminal forums. They are companies presenting themselves as legitimate affiliate marketing networks. Here's how the operation works. First, attackers compromise WordPress sites by exploiting vulnerabilities. They embed malicious redirect scripts that use DNS text spreaders as a command and control mechanism. Analysis of over 4.5 million DNS responses revealed that multiple malware strains share infrastructure hosting, all lead back to Vex Trio. The JavaScript used across these platforms exhibit identical functions, disabling browser navigation control, forcing redirects, luring users with fake sweepstakes surprises. But the most potent threat vector is push notifications. Users are tricked into enabling browser notifications through fake capture prompts. They click allow to verify your not your robot message. These are malicious. Once you subscribe, hackers can send phishing or malicious links directly to your browser, bypass firewalls and antivirus software. Some campaigns route through trusted services like Google Firebase, making detection incredibly difficult. The overlap between these ad tech platforms suggests a shared backend, possibly even a shared development environment. When Los Palos claimed it would shut down its push monetization model after being implemented in Russian disinformation campaigns, the activity simply shifted to a new traffic distribution system called Help, which has eventually linked back to Vex Trio. So here's what you need to protect yourself against this. Browser notifications unless you absolutely trust that site and actually want notifications from them. I actually got enabled notifications from both sites. Use browser settings to block notification requests entirely. Be extremely skeptical of capture prompts, especially when asking you to enable notifications. If you want your website, keep everything updated, core themes and plugins under your DNS and anomalies. If you have technical capability to do so, not seek help, we help you. Consider using tools that offer zero trust network access, and we do have that as well. The real key to shutting down these operations lies in ad tech companies themselves. But as long as there's profit to be made, they have little incentive to act. So if you want to take proactive measures, certainly if you want to do this, you can do it yourself. But if you don't, you need a faster PC. Give us a call 772-878-772-878. You can also go over to our website, fasterpc.com. From there, you can schedule this very code and sit down with the population situation and how a faster PC can help you protect your computers, your computer networks, and your data from hackers.